Turbo and 2K show.
What is up, 2K crew? And yes, it is Thursday. Do you know what that means now? That it is indeed podcast day. And man, oh man, do I have quite a show coming for you guys and gals. We're going to be talking a little bit of baseball. We've got baseball playoffs starting on Tuesday. We're going to be talking about NFL. We're going to be talking about college. We're going to do power rankings. We're going to do news. And we're going to do paycheck and onions and kind of give you an update of how we fared last week. So I can't wait. So let's get into this. Let's get into it. How's everybody feeling tonight? How's everybody feeling? We've got the Seahawks Cardinals up on the big screen, and we've got the Red Sox Blue Jays here on the small screen. Yes, my Red Sox can clinch with a win tonight. They could have clinched earlier if the A's would have beaten the Astros yet again, but Astros had to go ahead and ruin that. They did go ahead and win earlier today, so it is what it is. Win and we're in. I'm not super, and we've got Bayo on the mound. It is 0-0 right now, so gonna be keeping an eye on that because I have a feeling this Thursday night football game I have barely any interest in. Yeah, there's some cool storylines. Sam Darnold balling out, kind of picked up where he left off in Minnesota. There's a lot of folks going, okay, Sam, get your bag from Seattle, and this team's going to be terrible. They're going to be going through a rebuild, but that's not really the case so far. So we're going to take a peek into that and look at the upcoming schedule for both the NFL and college football slate. What a college football slate. Oh my gosh, if you have to go to a wedding on Saturday, I do feel sorry for you because this slate is fantastic. Fantastic. So let's first of all, let's get into some news here. Most of baseball talk we're going to be kind of excuse me. I'm going to kind of be going over it in the news part here. I do apologize. We're going to start off again with my Red Sox and the performance last night. This is from the MLB Twitter account. Garrett Crochet is the first pitcher to record 250 strikeouts this season. That is awesome. Awesome. What's not awesome, Tigers fans, even though you guys are winning, 4-1 in the bottom of the sixth here in Cleveland. But the Guards, this is from Codify. The Cleveland Guardians were 15.5 games back, but just beat the Detroit Tigers to catch them in the standings and secure their season series tiebreaker. That is huge. Yeah, 15.5 games. 15.5 games. Now they're even. And I believe the Guards are actually one game up and hold the tiebreaker. So even if the Tigers were to come back tonight and win, Cleveland still has the series tiebreaker. So they would still be sitting atop the AL Central. So does this mean that the Tigers are eliminated from the playoff picture? Not necessarily, but they would not secure the division, which means definitely going to be a wild card situation. Excuse me. And when we kind of talked about it a little bit last week, first team to 40 wins, first team to 50 wins, best team in baseball, best team in the American League. All of these accolades have since gone down the drain, aided a lot by just the Tigers losing, but this awesome run that the Guards have been on. And as we've seen, the Guards were sellers. They were never really buyers. And having two of their major bullpen pieces be suspended for alleged sports betting. So yeah, this is pretty huge. There was a lot of us that were just counting Stephen Vogt out. Like this team's not good. This team's not good at all. And for the vast majority of the season, they haven't. And to see him come this far and at least secure a playoff spot, even though they haven't officially clinched yet. But yeah, it's a rather shocking state of events there. And yeah, this would be the biggest blown lead, the divisional lead in Major League Baseball history, 15.5 games. So all is not well in Detroit. All is not well, but still have a chance to make the playoffs because, like I said, the Astros, they've been having their own winning problems. So if the Tigers are the Tigers play my Red Sox the last 3 games of the season, so we shall see how that all shakes out. Um, with the Red Sox, they still do have a chance to not only advance in the wild, get the number one wild card spot as opposed to the two, and there's still an outside chance that they could win the division. Outside chance, very unlikely, but still, it is. In Guardians would definitely is one of those what ifs for sure. All right, well, that's all the baseball here. Let's get to some other news. This is from ESPN. Breaking: Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer will undergo a surgery Wednesday to address a right hand injury he sustained against Auburn, head coach Brett Venables announced. Venables said the expectation is that Mater will return to action sometime this season. Now, the crazy part about this is 2K Crew, it's rumored that this happened and it's his thumb on his right hand. Sustained the injury in the first quarter, continued to play the rest of the game. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Dude is a dog. And dude was leading this Oklahoma team to, I think, levels that a lot of college football analysts didn't expect them to be. So this is it's obviously a big blow here. This Sooners team had a lot of juice, a lot of moxie, and a lot of just a lot of traction going in, and to kind of lose, no team wants to lose their starting quarterback. So just something to keep an eye on, and hopefully Mateer can be back sooner rather than later. Let's see here. Mike Gundy. This is from On3. Breaking: Oklahoma State has fired Mike Gundy. This is one of those where you would think, as long as he's been there, just play the season out, and then fire him. Dude's had 2 losing seasons his whole entire career at Oklahoma State. His very first year and last year, and yes, this year was not off to a good start either. They scored in the fourth quarter last week against I believe it was Tulsa, and Tulsa didn't even have their starting quarterback, and OSU pulled to within 6 or 7 in the fourth quarter. And this was the first touchdown they had in over 100 minutes of playtime, which is absolutely insane. So I get it. The pressure was on. But to have this quick of a hook for someone that had been there over 20 years. And for those of you that don't remember, he was the quarterback of that team when Barry Sanders was there. Mike Gundy was the quarterback when Barry Sanders was the running back at Oklahoma State. So dude bleeds cowboy blood. So kind of a crap way to do it, but I get it, especially in this day and age. It's we live in a what have you done for me lately type of world, and the what have you done for me lately Mike Gundy is not a good Mike Gundy. So I'm curious to see if he does get back into coaching, and just because, like I said, this was his alma mater. Most folks would probably think coaching at your alma mater would be a dream job. So time will tell. And dude has one of the best clips ever. I'm a man. I'm 40. Press conference. I don't think any sports fan will ever forget. Let's see here. Here's another. This is from Adam Schefter. A quarterback change. Giants are planning to start rookie Jackson Dart on Sunday versus the Chargers, sources told ESPN. And this, if you watched that Giants game, Russ was not good. Russ was not good at all, which we'll kind of get into later here in the show. But gets down in the red zone late in the game, just throws the ball away down the tunnel. Just down the tunnel. And it was so egregious that it drew a it drew a flag. It drew a flag for intentional grounding. And I believe that was on first down. So I get it. Everyone's covered up. Throw the ball away. Live to play another down. I get that. Well, they go for it on fourth down, and Russ throws it and it hits the crossbar of the upright. Can't throw the ball away on fourth down. Can't happen. Can't do it. So not really sure kind of what was going through his head and what kind of the play calling was. So Giant fans had. I mean, this is something that Giants fans have been calling for the whole season so far. Like, we don't want Russ, we want Jackson. We want to see what this kid can do. And I'm sure Malik Neighbors is very, very happy that Russ is no longer the starting quarterback. But he gets a start against a feisty Chargers defense, so I'm not really sure. And if you happen to look at the Giants' schedule, there really isn't an easy game in the NFL period, but definitely not the squad you want to be making your start your first NFL start against. But it's sink or swim over there. I'm sure Brian Dable is trying to save his job and just kind of see, because they drafted him high. So see what the kid can do. See what the kid can do. And I think that's all the real news I had here. Yeah. So let's get into our power rankings. I just want to remind folks last week what the power rankings, my Turbo's power rankings were. Number 5, Eagles, 4 Chargers, 3 Bucks, 2 Packers, 1 Bills. And yes, there is a lot of shakeup in this list. A lot of these. But we're seeing Hutchinson kind of get back to form, get back to where he was prior to his injury. So the defense is buzzing. That offense is scoring points by the bunches, and MCDC is being MCDC. So, like I said, we'll kind of get into that a little bit later. But number 3, going Bucks. This Bucks team yet again pulls off the pretty much last second victory, and this is after being up and having a field goal blocked, run back for a touchdown, and Baker's like, no big deal. I can do it again. Couple throws to Ibuka. Next thing you know, field goal range. It's up and good. This Bucks team in particular, Mayfield, amazing. We talked about Ibuka, amazing. That coaching staff, amazing. And it seems like that just the aura around that team is just a bunch of dogs that want to play with each other and for each other and just get the job done. I love it. I love every bit of it. Number 2 is the Chargers. This Chargers team is for real, 2K crew. This Chargers team is for real. Jim Harbaugh has the boys buzzing. Herbert has a line now, which is fantastic. He has weapons. We talked about it a little bit last week with, kind of the resurgence of Keenan Allen. Was he washed? No, he was just with the Bears. That was the brass tacks of it. He was with the Bears last year. The Bears were terrible. Gets back, he's getting back to where everything is right and helping out Ladd McConkey and the boys in that room. Absolutely love it. And the number 1 team did not change with the Bills. This Bills team is really good. And they are just an absolute wagon. They're a wagon. And I'm not sure, and looking at their schedule, they've already played the hard teams. They've already played Baltimore. It's going to be very interesting to see moving forward with this team, how far they can go, how far this team can actually go. So, again, Colts, Lions, Bucks, Chargers, Bills. Turbo's top 5 power ranking of the week. Let's get to some picks. Last week was good. It was a good inaugural week. We went 4-1. Just to kind of give you a recap, we took Oklahoma -6.5. That hit. Nebraska money line, that did not hit. Chargers -2.5. that hit. Miami, -7.5, that hit. And the Lions money line, that hit. So off to a great start, 4-1. Let's get to paycheck and onions this week. And again, 4-1. 4-1. Great start. Love it, love it, love it. And again, for those of you that are not familiar with the paycheck and onions, I give you three teasers, that you might want to sprinkle a little bit on. And then I give you one paycheck pick where if I had to bet my entire paycheck, meaning the most confidence in, and then onions pick is the big balls. You got to have big balls to lay money on this. And starting off with Texas A&M, -6.5. They're at home against Auburn. This Texas A&M team is good. So I'll give the 6.5. I'll give the 6.5. Next one, Kansas City is home against Baltimore. And this Baltimore defense is terrible. The Baltimore offense, not terrible. The Kansas City defense, not terrible. Kansas City offense, bordering on terrible. Now, there is a possibility that they could get Worthy back, and we're still a couple weeks away from Rashee Rice returning to the team. So anytime you give me, if you're giving me points on Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to take them every single time. So give me Kansas City +2.5. Number 3, give me Indiana -7.5. This was woo. Indiana put belt to ass last week and has the entire season. So if you're telling me they're going into Iowa, where Iowa's defense is good, but I don't think it's as good as it has been in prior seasons, but the offense is a legit offense. But Cignetti's got those boys buzzing. I love every minute of it. I will gladly give the 7.5 with Indiana. Now, the paycheck pick. Tampa Bay +3.5. Like I told you, I have them as my number 3 team in my power rankings. They're at home against Philly. If you're giving me points on this game, I'm going to take every single point that I can. This Philly team, the offense is still, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the offense is. The defense is still good, but Baker has found a way to pull this team through week in and week out. So it will be a close game. It will be a close game, but give me Tampa +3.5. And my onions pick. Big game. Oregon at Penn State. Whiteout game at night. Whiteout game. I think there's a lot, and this game's very hard to pick, 2K Crew, just because neither team's played anybody. And both teams have looked really good when they have played, but like I said, haven't played anybody. And there's just something about this Oregon team that I like. And this is, again, big game. Coach Franklin has not done good, not done well in big games. And this is a big early season tester for both these teams. And I really don't. I have way more confidence in Oregon, even though, like I said, we haven't seen shit from either team. But I have way more confidence in Oregon going in than I do Penn State. So quick recap: Texas A&M -6.5, Kansas City +2.5, Indiana -7.5, Tampa Bay +3.5, and Oregon +3.5. Let's see if we can continue the little hot streak that we're on. And let me know your picks of the week, 2K Crew. Let me know your picks. So let's get into the NFL. We have no score up here with the with the Seahawks at Cardinals, even though the Cardinals uniforms look amazing. Those are awesome. Helmets, awesome. Love every part of those unis. Love it. Love it. Well, speaking of which, since I mentioned the Seahawks cards, there's two players playing, one for each team in this tweet that I'm going to share with you guys and gals. This is from Sam Block at the Block Spot. Terry McLaurin is the Commanders' wide receiver 1. Chris Olave is the Saints' wide receiver 1. Garrett Wilson is the Jets' wide receiver 1. JSN is the Seahawks' wide receiver number 1. Now, you could argue Marvin Harrison Jr. has not had the best start to his NFL career. I do think that's going to change. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the Cardinals' wide receiver 1, and Emeka Egbuka is the Buccaneers' wide receiver 1, especially with Evans out now. Brian Hartline is the greatest of all time. For those who don't know, Brian Hartline is the wide receivers coach for the Ohio State. So, yeah, you look at all of those guys coming from the same wide receiver room, and arguably the best one hasn't even come out yet. Number 4. hasn't even come out yet. He's a sophomore. He's a sophomore. So we're going to get to see him all season this year and next year. And Lord knows who else they're going to bring in that could possibly be better than him. Who knows? So just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So like I said, we're going to be I wanted to talk about the Lions here primarily because I live in Michigan. I love what the Lions are doing there. Arguably, them and the Bills are the two most exciting teams to watch in the NFL, hands down. I don't care who you're a fan of. These two teams, the Lions and the Bills, are the two most entertaining teams in the NFL. So let's talk about the Lions. And this is from Detroit Lions PR. We're going to see a lot of this account, 2K Crew, as we go through this. Over the last 2 weeks, the Lions became the first NFL team since the 1970 AFL-NFL merger to compile the following numbers over any 2-game span. 6 passing touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, 0 sacks allowed, 0 turnovers. You put that together in any 2-week span, you're going to win a lot of games. So that's 2 weeks, meaning you're averaging 6 touchdowns per game. It's a lot of points, no turnovers, no sacks allowed. Just awesome. Just absolutely awesome. There's another one from Lions PR. The Lions have topped 900 total net yards and 90 points over their last 2 games. The only other time they've produced 900 plus net yards and 90 plus points over any two-game span was in 1950. And the game's changed a whole hell of a lot since 1950. Check this one out. The Lions sacked Detroit Lions PR, big shout out. The Lions sacked the Ravens 7 times today. And again, this tweet was from Monday. This ties the most sacks the Ravens have ever allowed in a single game. Now, why is that important? Why? Because you have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback. You know, the fastest quarterback probably in NFL history. The most elusive, has the most rushing yards as a quarterback in NFL history. And to sack him that many times is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, yes, the Lions defense was that good. Kept the Ravens. Well, for one, the Lions went on 2 95-plus yard drives. You know what that means? Eating up clock, which means Lamar's on the sideline. They're not going to score when Lamar's on the sideline. So that, in and of itself, is definitely a very good recipe for success for any team. But once Lamar gets on the field, you're harassing him constantly, sacking him constantly. Henry has the big fumble in the fourth quarter yet again. So yeah, this Lions defense came to play. This Lions defense came to play. So let's take a peek at this. I think this is the last one. Yes. This is from ESPN Insights. This Lions trio is historic. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and Amon-Ra St. Brown record their 10th career game where all three scored at least one scrimmage touchdown. This is the most such game of any trio of teammates in NFL history. And one would think that if they've already done, if they already have the record for this, they're gonna keep adding to this. They're gonna keep adding to this because they definitely will be together, barring injury, for the rest of the season and probably a couple more. So it is what it is. It's awesome to see. It is awesome to see. And I do have one more here. It's probably my favorite tweet of the week. This is from Pardon My Take. MCDC, wheelbarrow full of nuts. And torched. And Joey Flacco and the boys got a big win against the Packers. And if this Browns defense is going to continue to do that to teams all season long, this Browns team might not be as bad as what we thought. Now, are they bad? Yeah, that's offense is still TBD. But this defense is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, even though the Lions are a 9.5-point favorite, 9.5 points, this is a game that I'm sure Jared Goff is not looking forward to seeing Myles Garrett a lot. Myles Garrett and the rest of that defense. That defense is awesome. So definitely a test for Detroit. And I at this point, 9.5 points is a lot of points. That's a lot of points. Carolina at New England, not interested. Chargers at the Giants, yes. Interested in that just because to see is Jackson Dart going to do any better than Russell Wilson? We shall see. We shall see. Against that Chargers defense, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Philly at Tampa, we already talked about. I think that's going to be a really, really good game. Really good game. Tennessee, Houston, not interested. Colts, Rams, yes, very interested. Very interested. We got the Colts. I put the Colts at number 5. Put the Colts at number 5 against this Rams team that is looking very good. Very good. And the Rams are favored by 3.5 points. So let's see what Danny Dimes can do on the West Coast. Jacksonville at San Francisco, not interested. Baltimore at Kansas City. This is a big game in the Kansas City. Welcome Tampa Bay, a hot Tampa Bay team before their bye in Week 8, and they play Minnesota, the Commanders, the Eagles, the Giants, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Rams, the Steelers, and the Vikings and the Bears. So not an easy schedule at all. Not an easy schedule at all, to say the least. So if the Lions make the playoffs, they're definitely going to earn it. They are definitely going to earn it because this is not an easy schedule at all. At all. Lions fans, I don't love it. I don't love it. That's a very, very, very difficult schedule. Very difficult. Yeah. Week 2 win 52-21 against the Bears, 38-30 against the Ravens. Like I said, this is this Cleveland game, sneaky. Love it though. Love it. Now, college football. Holy shit, 2K crew. You talk about a loaded college slate. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. We've got a ton of top 25 matchups this week. Let's take a look starting on Saturday. USC at Illinois. And we've seen already seen USC bitching about having this, early start, a noon start on the road at Illinois. Here's an idea. Don't join the Big Ten. You're a West Coast team. You should have expected this. You signed up for this. So I do not feel at all sorry for you. Not one bit. Not one bit. So yeah, already bitching. Already bitching. Got Notre Dame at Arkansas in that noon slot. Irish favored by 4.5. That game scares the hell out of me. I'll be the first to admit that game scares the hell out of me. Let's keep cruising. Love every minute of it. Let's see. We get to all of our tweets here. Cards. Yep. One that I didn't, which I probably should have. This was from Ashley. Baker Mayfield through the first 3 games. 615 yards passing, no interceptions, 6 touchdowns, 99.5 RTG, 12 rushes, 112 yards, 3 game-winning drives, most since rookie season. When do we start the MVP conversations? Well, Ashley, you make a very valid point. However, that's through 3 weeks. That's through 3 weeks. And MVP probably a little. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility. Baker should be getting all of the kudos and all the flowers right now for his performances. I get it, but to talk about MVP after week 3 is a little premature. Little premature. So not to say it's not warranted. I'm just saying it's probably a little premature. Probably a little premature. Let's take a peek here. Oh, Red Sox are losing 6-1 now. Bottom or top of 7. Let's take a peek here since we got a little extra time here. Kind of flew through things tonight. Let's take a little baseball here. We talked about Blue Jays and Yankees tied atop the American League East with the Red Sox 3 games back. The Guards 1 game up on the Tigers. Houston is 4.5 back of the Mariners. Let's take a peek at the wild card here. Yankees are the top wild card spot. They lead the Red Sox by 3 games. The Red Sox are 2 games up on the Tigers, and Tigers are a half game up on the Astros. So the Astros' big win today against the A's, where the A's had beaten them twice previous. So kind of a season-saving win there. This would be the first time, and I can't remember how long, that probably since 2016, that if the Astros do miss the playoffs. So 9 straight years in the playoffs. And to be honest with you, I for one would not miss them in the playoffs. I'd much prefer to see Detroit there. And just to kind of give you an idea, Yankees have plus 152 run differential. Red Sox have plus 114. Tigers have plus 66. Astros have plus 13. And the already eliminated Texas Rangers have plus 77. So just a little nugget there for you. The Tigers have a plus 66 run differential compared to the Guardians minus 2. Blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. And the Tigers have an 80.2% chance to get into the playoffs, whereas the Astros have a 24.3%. And they have my Red Sox at 99.5%. So I like to see that number. I would like to see it 100% where they clinch tonight rather than having to wait till tomorrow. Yes, I get it. It's Fenway, Fenway on Friday, welcoming the Tigers in, a limping Tigers team. I get it. It would be cool, but I think it'd be cooler to have a kind of a 3-game celebration for clinching the playoffs for the first time in many, many years in Boston. 2K crew, I think that's about all I got for you tonight. Thinking that's about all I got. Um, Let me double check the tweets here just to make sure again. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for you this week. Let's hope we keep the picks, keep the vibes high. Um, let me know which ones you're riding with, which ones you're fading, and let me know your locks of the week. And yeah, we'll get out of here on that. Everyone have a great week. Enjoy your weekend. Lots of great football this weekend. Lots of great baseball this weekend. So for a sports fan, great weekend overall. Great weekend overall. Everyone enjoy your weekend. I will see you next week. And as always, Jim Rome, we're coming for you.